If she asked you this, she's been thinking about you romantically. Hey there, it's Amelia, and welcome back to Dark Psychology, the place where we decode the hidden signals of attraction and the psychology behind relationships. Now, let me ask you this. Have you ever had a conversation with a woman where one of her questions felt different? Not just casual or random, but almost as if it carried a deeper meaning, like she was testing the waters, trying to reveal what's in her heart without saying it outright. That's what today's video is all about. We're going to dive into the subtle but powerful questions a woman asks when she's been thinking about you romantically. And trust me, these questions aren't always obvious. They might sound innocent on the surface, but underneath they reveal emotions, curiosity, and sometimes even hidden desire. By the end of this video, you'll be able to spot these romantic cues instantly. You'll know when she's trying to see if you're on the same wavelength, and you'll be able to respond in a way that deepens her attraction toward you. And don't skip out early because at the end, I'm going to give you a bonus tip, a piece of advice that can completely transform the way you handle romantic conversations. This is something that separates men who remain just friends from those who spark real, undeniable connection. So let's jump in. 1. Have you ever been to her favorite place? This one might sound like casual small talk, but it's not. When she asks you if you've ever been to a place she loves, it's rarely just about geography or restaurants. It's a subtle invitation, a way of picturing you with her in that special space. Think about it. When we ask someone about our favorite place, it's because we're imagining them there with us. And, if she's asking you, it's her way of bridging her world with yours. It's more than conversation, it's a test of alignment. She's trying to see if you enjoy similar experiences, if your tastes overlap, and most importantly, if you're open to creating memories together. And here's the powerful part. By asking this, she's already imagined the two of you in that setting. That's a huge sign of romantic interest because it means she's thinking about you outside your current context, whether that's school, work, or wherever you met. So, how should you respond? Don't just answer flatly. This is your chance to build momentum. You could say, I haven't actually been there, but I've always wanted to go. Maybe you could show me sometime. Or if you have been there, yeah, I love that place. We should go together. It's even better when you're with the right company. See what that does? It turns her subtle hint into an opportunity for a future date without it ever feeling forced. And here's another trick. Ask her why it's her favorite place. Get her to open up when she shares the story or memory behind it. You're deepening the emotional connection because now you're not just talking about a location, you're exploring the meaning it holds for her. Quick reminder before we move on. If you're enjoying this video so far, hit the like button, drop a comment, and of course, subscribe to Dark Psychology for more insights into attraction and human behavior. Your support means the world, and it helps me keep bringing you content that gives you the edge in dating and relationships. 2. What's your idea of a perfect date? Now, this is where things get interesting. When she asks you what your idea of a perfect date is, she's not just looking for random conversation. This question is a window into her own thoughts because chances are she's already imagined being on that date with you. Think about it. People don't ask about perfect dates unless they're picturing themselves in one. This is her way of gently testing the waters, figuring out what you value in romance, and seeing if it aligns with the type of experience she would enjoy. It's her saying, without saying, if we were to go out, what would that look like? And here's the deeper psychology. When she asks this, she's mentally stepping into a future scenario with you. She's not just thinking about now, she's projecting forward. That's a big sign that she's been imagining you as more than just a casual friend. So, how do you handle this? Don't be vague and don't brush it off. This is your chance to show both your personality and your romantic side. You might say something like, I love the idea of a quiet dinner at a cozy restaurant, followed by a walk under the stars. Simple but meaningful. And then here's the key. You turn it back to her. How about you? What's your idea of a perfect date? By flipping it, you give her space to reveal what she wants. And when she does, listen closely because she's essentially telling you exactly how to create a moment that will win her heart. Now, let's take it one step further. This isn't just about answers, it's about energy. When you share your idea of a perfect date, speak with emotion. Paint the picture. Let her feel the warmth, the excitement, the intimacy in your voice. Because the way you describe it can be just as powerful as the idea itself. And when she shares her vision, validate it, smile, lean in, let her see that you value her perspective. That's how you create the chemistry, the spark that makes her think, wow, he really gets me. Remember, this exchange isn't just small talk, it's a blueprint for romance. If she's asking you about your perfect date, it's because she wants to know how to connect with you in the most meaningful way. And if you're interested in her, this moment can be the starting point for an actual plan that leads to a real, unforgettable date. Before we continue, here's something you'll find really exciting. Would you like to know the exact questions women ask that secretly reveal they're not just interested, but emotionally invested? Stay tuned because the next one is even more intimate. It goes beyond casual talk and steps into something personal. 3. Do you cook and what is your signature dish? Now, this might sound like a fun, casual question, but don't be fooled. When a woman asks you about your cooking skills or what your signature dish is, she's not just curious about food. This is a romantic probe in disguise. Here's why. Cooking is intimate. It's not about eating, it's about sharing. It's about time spent together. Laughter in the kitchen, the closeness of preparing something side by side, or the warmth of sitting down for a homemade meal. So, when she asks you this, what she's really doing is picturing herself in that scenario with you. She's imagining the two of you in a cozy, private moment, something that goes beyond casual conversation and moves into deeper, more personal territory. It's her way of saying, without saying, can I see myself in your world? And can you be a part of mine? If you're interested in her, this is a golden opportunity. Don't just list a dish, create an invitation. You could say, I love making Italian food. Maybe I could cook for you sometime. Or even better, I've always wanted to try making sushi. Maybe we could do it together. It would be fun to experiment. See how that works? Suddenly, the question about food becomes the foundation for a potential date. It's not just dinner anymore, it's your dinner. Something unique to the two of you. And here's the beautiful thing. Even if you're not great at cooking, you can flip this into an adventure. Be honest. You might say, I'm not exactly a chef, but maybe we could take a cooking class together. That way, we both learn something new. Not only does this take the pressure off, but it turns her curiosity into a shared experience, an activity that sparks fun, closeness, and maybe even a few inside jokes. Psychologically, this type of question is powerful because it signals comfort and trust. She wouldn't be thinking about personal domestic scenarios with you if you weren't already on her mind in a romantic way. It's her way of testing. Could I feel at home with this person? Could we create these small, intimate moments together? And here's where you can win big. When you answer, don't just focus on the dish. Focus on the emotion behind it. Share why you love making that food. Maybe a story connected to it or how it makes people feel. Because at the end of the day, it's not just about cooking. It's about the connection you create while doing it. But before we move on, here's something exciting for you. The next question she asks isn't about food or dates. It's about something much deeper. It's her way of exploring whether you and her share the same vision of love itself. And if you answer this one the right way, you can turn attraction into something truly meaningful. 4. What does your ideal relationship look like? Now, this question right here is a game changer. It's no longer about places, food, or casual dating scenarios. This is about the bigger picture. When she asks you what your ideal relationship looks like, she's not just making small talk. She's exploring the possibility of something real with you. Think about it. People don't ask this unless they're already imagining a potential future. By asking, she's trying to understand your values, your expectations, and most importantly, whether those align with hers. It's her way of saying, could we build something meaningful together? Do we want the same things? This question is huge because it's a compatibility test. She wants to know if your vision of love matches hers. Whether you see relationships as casual or committed, playful or serious, short term fun or long term growth. And here's the beauty of it. If you're genuinely interested in her, this is your chance to show depth. Don't answer in cliches. Be thoughtful, be honest, and let her see the values that truly matter to you. You could say something like, for me, trust and open communication are key. I believe in building a partnership where both people support each other's dreams while still keeping the fun alive. And then always turn it back to her. What about you? What does your ideal relationship look like? Why does this matter so much? Because when she answers, she's essentially handing you the roadmap to her heart. She's revealing what she wants, what she fears, and what she's hoping to find. And if you listen carefully, you'll know whether your paths align or if they're heading in different directions. Now, here's a powerful tip. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable here. Vulnerability builds connection. If you've had past lessons in relationships, things you've learned about love, communication, or loyalty, share them briefly, not as baggage, but as wisdom. Because when you speak with honesty, it tells her, I'm serious. I've thought about this. I'm capable of real connection. From a psychological standpoint, this question is one of the strongest indicators that she's not just curious, she's considering you as a potential partner. She's imagining life beyond dates, beyond cooking, beyond casual attraction. She's picturing a relationship. And here's the kicker. How you answer will either draw her closer or push her away. If your values align, she'll feel it immediately. If they don't, she'll sense the disconnect. That's why being authentic matters more than trying to impress. Remember this, the right woman isn't looking for you to have the perfect answer. She's looking to see if your truth resonates with hers. If you thought that was deep, wait until you hear the next question. Because it's not just about relationships in general, it's personal. It's her way of finding out if she is the type of person you are attracted to. 5. What traits do you find most attractive in someone? This question may sound simple, but don't underestimate it. When she asks you what traits you find attractive in a person, she's doing more than gathering information. She's measuring herself against your answer. Think about it. If she wasn't interested in you, why would she care what you find attractive? She could ask about hobbies, music, or movies. But by asking this, she's trying to uncover whether she fits into your world, your preferences, and ultimately, your heart. It's a compatibility scan. She's asking, am I the type of person he could fall for? Do I match the picture of what he values? This is one of the clearest indicators of romantic interest because it goes beyond surface level curiosity. She's looking for reassurance without directly saying, do you find me attractive? So, how should you respond? The key here is to be genuine. Don't just say what you think she wants to hear. If you value humor, honesty, ambition, or kindness, say it. Because authenticity always shines through. You could respond with something like, I really value a great sense of humor and kindness. Those two things mean the most to me. And then flip it back to her. What about you? What traits do you find attractive? By doing this, you're not only giving her the information she craves, but you're also inviting her to reveal what she's looking for in a partner. That's a huge opportunity because the moment she shares, you'll know exactly where you stand. Here's the deeper psychology. When she asks this question, she's also putting herself in a vulnerable position. She's essentially saying, tell me what you want so I can see if I measure up. That requires courage, and it's a subtle way of letting you know she cares about your opinion of her. If you're interested in her, this is the perfect chance to drop subtle hints that point toward her qualities. For example, if she's funny, you can emphasize humor. If she's supportive, you can highlight loyalty. Not in an obvious, over the top way, but just enough for her to feel like she already matches your preferences. And here's the magic. When two people exchange answers to this question, it often leads to powerful realizations. You're not just listing traits, you're painting a vision of the kind of love you're both searching for. And if those visions overlap, the chemistry instantly deepens. Quick reminder, this isn't about physical appearance alone. It's about values, personality, and lifestyle. Sure, attraction matters, but lasting connection is built on the things that truly define a person's character. That's what makes this question so powerful. It reveals what feels underneath the surface. Now, the next question goes even deeper. It's not about what you like, it's about what you feel. When she asks this, she's trying to uncover your emotional triggers and maybe even confirm if she's the one making you feel them. 6. How do you know when you really like someone? Now, this question is different. When she asks you how you know when you really like someone, she's not just asking about your feelings in general. She's asking about your feelings right now. Think carefully. Why would she want to know how you experience attraction unless she's curious whether you feel it for her? This is a subtle but powerful way of checking your heart without asking directly. Do you like me? It's her way of sneaking past your guard and exploring your emotional triggers. She's trying to understand what makes your feelings click. What takes someone from being just another person to being someone you can't stop thinking about? And if she's asking you this, chances are she's hoping that she is the one who makes you feel that way. So, how do you respond? Be honest, but also be intentional. This is an incredible opportunity to show her what matters to you and even drop subtle hints about your feelings for her. You might say something like, I know I really like someone when I can't stop thinking about our conversations, and I find myself looking forward to the next time we meet. See what that does? It leaves space for her to wonder if you're talking about her, and if she's already interested, that little bit of mystery will stay in her mind long after the conversation ends. Now, here's the secret. Don't just stop there. Turn the question back to her. Ask, what about you? How do you know when you really like someone? Why? Because her answer is where the gold lies. If she starts describing things that line up with how she behaves around you, like getting excited to see someone, enjoying late night talks, or feeling safe around them, that's a clear signal she's talking about you. Psychologically, this question is one of the most revealing because it bypasses surface attraction and digs into the emotional blueprint of love. It forces both of you to articulate the invisible, those subtle feelings, body language cues, and emotional shifts that happen when real attraction kicks in. And here's where you can create magic. When you respond, weave in traits or experiences that connect directly to your dynamic with her. Without saying her name, let her see herself in your words. That's how you make her heart race, by making her feel like she's the one you're describing without you ever saying it outright. This question is less about answers and more about emotional connection. Handle it well, and it can take you from casual conversation to undeniable chemistry in seconds. We've talked about subtle hints, hidden meanings, and romantic questions. But none of it matters if you don't know how to handle the most important part, expressing your own feelings. That's where the bonus tip comes in. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. Bonus tip: the power of clear communication. We've uncovered the subtle questions women ask when they've been thinking about you romantically. But here's the truth: none of it matters if you don't know how to handle the final piece of the puzzle, communicating your feelings. This is the part most men get wrong. They either hold back too much, staying silent and leaving her confused, or they rush in too fast, overwhelming her with feelings she's not ready for. But the secret, it's balance. Clear, honest communication is the glue that turns attraction into connection and connection into a relationship. When you can express what you feel, whether it's interest, affection, or even uncertainty, you show her that you're authentic, that you're not afraid of vulnerability, that you're a man who values honesty more than games. And here's the kicker: communication isn't just about talking, it's about listening. When she shares her feelings, respond with empathy. When she tells you what matters to her, remember it. When she opens up, protect that trust. Psychologically, this is where intimacy is built, not through flashy gestures or perfect lines, but through the consistent act of being real. Because here's what women crave more than anything: a man who makes them feel understood. Not just seen, not just desired, but truly understood. So, the next time you notice her asking these subtle romantic questions, step up. Match her openness with yours. Let her know where you stand. And if you're not ready to confess everything, drop hints, plant seeds, and build trust until you both feel safe to lay it all out. This is how you create something that lasts. Not a fleeting crush, but a relationship rooted in honesty, trust, and emotional connection. Now that you know the questions she asked when she's been thinking about you romantically, here's your next move. Keep learning the subtle signals women send. Because attraction isn't just about words, it's about tone, energy, and especially body language. The way she leans in, the way she touches her hair, the way her eyes linger on you longer than necessary. All of these are clues. So, if you're ready to take this deeper, my next video will show you the hidden body language signs that prove she likes you, even if she hasn't said a word. Don't miss it. Before you go, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button if this video opened your eyes. Drop a comment sharing the question you've been asked that made you wonder, wait, does she like me? And of course, subscribe to Dark Psychology because every week I'm dropping new insights that help you understand women on a level most men never will. Thanks for watching. I'm Amelia, and I'll see you in the next video.